Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, May 18th. Did you guys miss me? I know we had a show scheduled yesterday. King Bassie was supposed to be on the show, but something came up and we totally had to cancel. So we're going to reschedule and I will let you guys know a later date. But we are back, Fashion Dolls, in full effect. I am feeling like Linda Evangelista today with this red. I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I would normally do, which is the blacks and the pinks and the blondes. I wanted to be a little bit of a rebel today if you guys have taken a look of today's look of the week. It is Cannes Film Festival, and as you guys check out my page here, you guys can see all of the looks from the Cannes Film Festival. All I will say is I want drama. And as you guys can see, today's look is definitely drama-fied. I wanted to do something a little bit different for today's Girl Talk. Please forgive my tardiness. I was, having some internet issues over here, but we got it right, Fashion Dolls. So, let's get into this Girl Talk with our actress, model, singer, nursing. She does it all. She's the ultimate hyphenate. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me today for some Girl Talk, we have actress Shanna Johnson.
Hey, I'm
Thank
in there. You
you.
can hear me? You can see me
Yes.
okay?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the
You
dollhouse.
look
How are you?
fabulous.
You do too. We are both sitting up here glowing, Queen.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. All right, Fashion Dolls, we are here with, I'm reading a little bit of her bio. She can be the girl next door, she can be the sassy best friend, and she has a background in nursing. So, before we get into this girl talk, because we're going to cover a number of things today, some issues that we've been seeing. And as you guys can see, we are both chocolate sisters. So, we're going to talk colorism in this girl talk, and I'm going to get Shauna's thoughts on a couple things that affect us as Black women. All right? Not just on her acting career because she's done so much. All right. So before we get into this girl talk, how has your 2023 been so far for you?
My 2023 was down, but then it was up. Um, it's a lot of fighting mental health, really. And I think that's at the beginning of every year for me. You set these goals, but then it feels like the same goals you've been setting over and over and over again every year. And so this year I was like, no, you know what? I'm actually going to actively go after everything that it is that I want for myself and stop putting it on the back burner. I didn't even do a vision board or nothing this year because I was like, I do that every year and I don't do nothing about it. I was like, when I feel like doing it, I'm just going to do it. And so 2023 has been all about embracing change and just growing and really pushing myself to do the things I've been wanting to do.
Yes. And I'm the complete opposite. I do vision boards and I've got at least four I'm looking at across the room right there. So I check off all my accomplishments on the vision
Well,
board. So we are
that's
definitely
good.
different.
I'm glad that
Yes.
works for you.
Mhm. All right. So let's get right into it. The acting aspect, and you also have a background in nursing. So how did you get your start into acting?
Well, it's been something I've always been interested in since I was a little kid. I used to watch like Sister Sister and those shows, and I would actually take the time to write down a script from different episodes and just like recite it in the mirror. So it's always been something that I've been interested in. And then like around 2015, 2016, I said, you know what, I want to just start my own business. That way I can like create my own stuff. And so, yeah, ever since then, it's just been a thing. And these past couple of years is about me really investing and taking it seriously by doing the things I need to do to truly do it professionally.
Yes. Two real queens approved. Thank you, baby.
Hey,
Thank
honey.
you. You are my queen. Thank you. So, by day, how do you find the balance? Because you act and you also have a background in nursing. So I know it's definitely like a balance with both. But I know for us as women, we have to be able to balance it out. So for you, how do you find that balance in both?
Well, I lucked out and I'm a school nurse. So I pretty much have a free schedule. I work with an agency. I'm not part of the school board, so I'm almost seeing like a contractor. So whenever I'm ready to go, I just go. If I need to book a ticket and go somewhere and make something happen, I do it. And I think even though, it's not the best job, it allows me the most freedom, and that's what's most important to me. Because, I'm all about not putting my goals on the back burner. So I need a job that allows me that flexibility when I need to just go. So.
Yes, I totally understand, girl, because it's a job with having to balance out family and then follow your passions and things as well too. And I was watching an interview with Diana Ross. Let's go back to the 80s. And I'm just like, ooh, yes, she did an interview with, I think, ABC, and this was Barbara Walters. And she said, someone asked her in the interview, how do you find the balance with being a mom and having your successful career? And that's the question that I've always asked a lot of women that I sit with here on this platform is, how do you balance it out with being the successful actress and having your success as well too? So that's why I had to ask that question, because for us in this industry that is so male dominated, they're just like, oh, well, you can't do it because you're a woman. And it's just like, we naturally were gifted with these things where it's just like, okay, our moms taught it to us how to be able to balance a household, how to be able to balance your work and follow your passions. And it's just like the irony, the misogyny from some of these men in the business. Like, my goodness, we'll get to that a little bit later. But you began training with NAACP award nominee Charles Malik Whitfield, and I grew up watching him. I seen him in The Temptations, and he went on to do so many things with his career. So what was that like, training with Charles?
Oh, Charles is awesome. I mean, it's rare that you meet people that are just remain real and honest in this industry. Everybody kind of just gives you like a fake energy, very cliquey a lot of the times. But he's not, he's the complete opposite. He's very family oriented, very like, okay, if you need something, I got you, even outside of like just, teaching, acting wise. He's a really good teacher. He's very patient with you. I've learned some things from him that, I utilize and I keep in my arsenal as I go along. But definitely if anyone ever asks me like, okay, who's really taught you some great things as far as acting, it's him for sure.
And you've worked with Tom Scott as well too. He taught you some methods as well.
Yes,
Also,
I started with Tom Scott. I did a lot with him. And so, after I trained with him for a while, I was like, okay, I want to also train with someone different just so I get a different perspective. But Tom was amazing as well. I did a lot of classes with him, scene study, emotional prep. And I'll probably go back again just because, but I like to switch it up sometimes because if I stay too constant with one thing, one teacher, I just feel like stagnant. Sometimes you need to step away and come back. So it's one of those things.
absolutely. And you have a project that is in pre-production right now called The Decision, which is like a TV miniseries. And I went and I watched some of your reels, and in the reel, your character was linking up with her best friend, and the friend he was like, I got a surprise, and you showed him the engagement ring, and I'm just like, oh my God. Yes, girl. You remind me so much of one of my girlfriends who's also an actress, and she did Raising Kanan. Her name is Ro Underwood.
Okay.
And she says, in this business, you have to have range. You got to be able to switch it up. And you got it, girl. From all of your reels that I've watched, you got it. So in this business, let's get down to it, because I know the fellas is just like, what y'all about to say? What y'all about to talk about? Listen, I was reading this article a few minutes ago while I was getting my hair and makeup done. And I texted Shanna and I said, fixing to go on in a bit. And I was reading this article. And Cicely Tyson is the focal point of this article. And not only Cicely Tyson, but other Black actresses as well, too. Here we go, y'all. Get ready for it. Black women are still underrepresented and excluded in the film industry. And this is from Talon Marks. So I wanted to get Shanna's opinion on this as a Black woman to another Black woman, because we do face challenges, not just the actresses, but talk show hosts as well too. I would not be the next Jimmy Kimmel or the next
Mm-hmm.
Letterman, all of these talk show hosts that are predominantly non-black. So I'm going to read just a brief insert from the article.
Okay.
Many black women have spoken out about the discrimination they have faced, such as not getting a leading role because of their shade or exclusion they faced when the studios did not provide a hairstylist that was knowledgeable about their specific hair type. Now, it went on to list a number of actors from Halle Berry, Gabrielle Union, Wade, Tia Mowry, Tracy Ellis Ross, and a few others. All right. And we know Monique Coleman from High School Musical. She spoke briefly about Disney
Mm-hmm.
and how they didn't know how to take care of her hair texture. That's regular with a lot of people of color in this business,
Very true.
whether it's models, actresses, whomever. And it goes on. Yvette Nicole Brown also shared their experiences as well too. On top of these underlying issues, the colorism and stereotypes of black women are not highlighted enough. So I'm gonna read some of the stereotypes. Historically, through mainstream media, black women are categorized through certain stereotypes, right? Angry, ghetto, loud, uneducated, the nanny, the maid, the sassy big woman. These tropes, primarily with dark-skinned women, reinforce the negative stereotypes that date as far as back as the 18th century. So the point where we're getting is, y'all know where I'm going. Hold on. Shauna, how do you feel about the angry black woman trope? And
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna elaborate and put a thought on it because I know she's gonna say something. Um, this is misogynoir right here. Because for years, women who are our complexion, we don't get looked at as desirable. We get troped as the angry black woman. And I can give you an example. You guys, everybody grew up watching Martin, right? We know
Mm-hmm.
the dynamic between Martin and Gina, and then the dynamic between Pam and Martin. That's the perfect example. He would insult her, she would insult him back. Gina would not get those insults. So you guys know where I'm going with it. Read between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, it's called colorism, and it's about desirability. And lately on Twitter, I've seen the whole conversation about the female rapper Ice Spice, and then another female rapper who went on to make a comparison. And they're saying, okay, yes, Ice Spice, she's beautiful. Sweetie is another one. It's called privilege. And we know that when you are of a lighter skin, you get a certain privilege. So it's called colorism. And it's not only colorism, but it's desirability. These tropes against us as dark-skinned African American women are dangerous. And I think it's about time that we continue to keep a foot on Hollywood's neck and continue to call it out. So, Shauna, what are your thoughts on these stereotypes that are placed upon us as Black women?
I mean, it's very real. I'll talk real quick on when you were talking about hair because I experienced that with makeup when I was doing this commercial, and the lady was like, "Oh, this is your shade in MAC," and I'm like, "No, it's NC50. I know what it is. I use it all the time." She's like, "Oh no, it's this." So I ended up looking crazy by the time she was done. I was very pale looking. I was like, I ain't going on screen like that. So I always bring a separate little makeup case. I watch my little YouTube videos and I learn how to do just what I have to do, make my little wigs, do whatever. So I'm always prepared because to them it's like, all right, yeah, we know what you're doing, but they really don't know how to, a lot of them, I won't say all, don't know what to do when it comes to us. We just don't come out looking right, especially if you're darker skinned. I've had opportunities taken from me, and I knew not because I wasn't the better actress, but maybe just because somebody was, lighter skinned and in terms more beautiful. And I also deal with the stereotype of weight, like being too like heavy. Oh no, you can't be the leading lady. Because the leading lady is typically, slim, long hair, da da da. You know what I'm saying? There's just like certain specifications that they put on it. And I think that's why I stepped into a lot of like independent filmmaking, just to like show a different side, show that I don't have to be like the ghetto sassy best friend all the time. There's other things that I can be. There's other things that we can do. We don't just do drama and roll our necks and roll our eyes and do reality television. We can do thrillers, mysteries, horrors. We can do all that stuff. So yeah, I know it's not just me. I've seen it with a lot of people that I know. And will it change? I mean, who knows? You just have to get to a point where you're so confident in yourself that it doesn't matter. You know, how many no's you get, how many people try to down talk to and say, oh, you can't do that. You know, that's not possible. You're not exactly what they would look for. You just got to create those avenues for yourself sometimes and just kind of stomp on their necks and be like, whatever, you don't want to do it, well, I'm going to do it. So, hey. So,
Shout out to
yeah.
my brother K-Tooks85. He's the host of the K-Tooks Spot. Make sure you guys definitely go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Amazing supporter and always here, always giving me advice behind the scenes. And I talked to K-Tooks about it as well as Alan Yankee. He's in here somewhere. So it's like great to have men in your corner who are like brothers who protect you in this business. And I can give a list of women who've experienced misogynoir and colorism from Twitter. Meg Thee Stallion, and you guys know where I'm going with this. Serena Williams, Michelle Obama. They've been told that they've been too, quote unquote, dark skinned women.
Viola
Us,
Davis too.
Looked at it masculine, not sexy, unattractive, especially when you are a curvy woman, because I'm tall and curvy too. And the thing about it is, it's drenched in misogynoir. They want you to be shaped like a Michelle Pfeiffer or a Jennifer Lopez. And it's just like, that's not real. Black women, we come in all shapes and sizes. We're not going to all be shaped the same.
Period.
And me working in the fashion industry, I know firsthand because I've sat with models here on my platform. Connie Fleming, who's walked the runways for Vivienne Westwood, and designers like Terry Mugler, who's one of my personal favorites, God rest his soul. And she said models back in the day, if you go back to the whole Naomi Tyra era, Naomi said this in one of her interviews. She literally got her mom's fashion fair. Y'all know about fashion fair. They revamped the whole look of it and everything. And she would have to take it with her when she would go do her fashion shows because they didn't have makeup to fit her complexion. And now we're in the industry where it's just like, thank God. I said, thank God for Rihanna. Rihanna broke that mold and said, okay, I'm going to create at least 50 shades for every skin tone. And then all of these other companies in the beauty industry took hold to it, from Makeup Forever. And of course, MAC has been doing it for years. So now we're starting to see that shift in the fashion world and in the beauty world, where you are now getting inclusion. There are documentaries out here that talk about this, black hair and the history of black hair and black beauty and what we as people of color would have to go through to fit society's standards of what beauty is. Let me read some of these comments real quick because I see people are chiming in. Hey, Stevie, that hair. Thank you, Barry. My love, that is like my baby. Lovely Film Jones says, love yourself enough to push through and create your own lane. Thick thighs, these hips won't ever lie.
Amen.
Absolutely. Shout outs to actress Danielle Ward, who I've interviewed on my platform, and I brought on for a girl talk as well too. And she talked about how they would want to portray curvy women in a certain role. And it's just like, we're capable of doing other things. We don't want to just be the mammy type. We can be a lawyer. We can be a doctor. We can do other roles. It's not just, stop putting black women in one specific category. And I know an actress who spoke about typecasting. It was Leslie Jones. And how the industry will typecast you. Directors will typecast you for one specific role. I've interviewed male actors too. And they will say, well, they only cast me for, you know, the bodyguard or, you know, the thug type. And I'm like, I'm so much capable than other things. Now, we're going to shift gears here. The angry black one, because I've been called angry because I'm too radical with my approach on my platform here. Tamika Wiley, girl, I spoke with this about Tamika Wiley too, and it was the angry black woman trope. I asked a lot of black women this question because quite frankly, we're sick of it, and we're seeing it even in politics. And I can give you several examples. If you know, you know. Who do we know that's very vocal about what's going on in Congress and in the United States and holding this person that was in the White House these 8 years accountable, Maxine Waters, has been called angry and difficult for voicing her opinion. And we see the misogyny. Well, since she's a black woman, it's called misogynoir. Since she's a black woman on the floor in the Capitol or wherever, stating her case, they're going to give the males more time than her to speak. And then they will tell you, this is what's acquired for black women, is that we need to sit down, shut up, and don't say anything. I'm going to be the loudest one in the room speaking.
That's right.
And you're going to know my presence is there. So if it can impact women that are black women that are watching my talk show and my platform right now, even though I'm not on mainstream like a Sherry or a Jennifer, I'm going to continue to be the voice of those women who are actresses, who are directors, who are talk show hosts. But that's expected for black women. We just need to sit down, sit back, and don't say anything. Let the man do. This is a man's world, not anymore. We're seeing the shift of blatant misrepresentation of black women in this business because we're being silenced and oftentimes gaslit. And I'm calling off all of the women who've experienced these things. Monique is the prime example. Monique spoke about it. And for years, people have tried to label this woman for difficult, for saying, okay, hey, this is not what's going on. Even when it comes to the equal gender pay gap, which I talk a lot about on my platform, and I bring awareness to as well, too. Black women are told, no, you just accept what you get. No. If my male counterparts is getting more than me, because I have male co-hosts on this platform too, and being the female, the woman, the vocal point for other women that are watching this platform, they get it. Even my supporters that are behind me, supporting me 100%, they get where I'm coming from. And it's just like explaining it, breaking it down. It's just like, now I understand what she's saying. But back to the key point, being the angry black woman, standing up and fighting for what's right. I'm willing to take that on head on and say, I love being called the angry black woman. If it means me standing up for equality, for women of color, for us as a whole, for people of color, for LGBT people, for anybody, I don't mind being called angry.
That's it.
Because I'm going to stand up for what's right. My mom is a proud black woman, and she raised a proud black woman. That's me. Two proud black women, and my sister, rest her soul. So if me standing up to encourage other women to stand up in whatever career field they're in makes me difficult, I will gladly take that head on. So, Shanna, what are your thoughts on the angry black woman narrative?
Well, even just in personal life, when I started therapy this year, I became more of a, I would say, honest person, more outspoken, more, because I've always been shy, I've been an introvert, but it's been the best feeling to just be able to speak up and say what's on my mind. And a lot of people have been like, Shanna, you changed. You're just like you're doing too much, like you're this, you're that. But I was like, because I'm being honest. I said, would you rather that? Yeah. Would you rather I be fake and pretend like I like this person or I like this situation when I don't? So of course that labels them as, all right, she's difficult. Oh, I'm angry. Oh, I'm this. But really, I'm being open. I'm being honest. So I've experienced that a lot, personally lately. And as far as in the acting world, I mean, it happens in the sense of like the roles that they may put me in. I'm sorry, my daughter keeps knocking on the window. 1 second.
Oh,
what's wrong, honey? Why are you crying? What's wrong? Oh, come. I'm in an interview. Shh. Sorry.
You're good. Listen, motherhood, when mommy duty calls, I understand, girl.
It doesn't stop. So, yeah, even like as far as the acting world, just being labeled to put in certain stuff. Like, all right, Shanna, you can come play the sassy best friend. You can play sassy best friend. You can come play the sassy best friend. You can come play the angry black mother, young mother. But I'm like, I can do more than that. Like, it's not, and I'm only getting sassy right now because it's annoying. to be constantly placed in certain bubbles when you know that you're capable of so much more. So again, that's why I said I create opportunities for myself so people can see me in a different light and realize that I can do more than just roll my neck and roll my eyes and be, the angry black woman. Hey, Ash.
Listen, it's expected of us in this business. I've seen my mom had to get out of character a couple times because we know you work in medicine, you're a nursing, you work in nursing, so you know what Black women have to go through when it comes to medicine. You know about the high infant mortality rate and how Black women and people of color in general are not getting proper health care. That's something I never really touched on my talk show. So today you heard me kind of touch on. But we know what they're doing in the government and taking away and stripping away all these rights that affect so many people, especially predominantly people of color. And they expect us to just sit back and stay silent about it. My mom had to check a couple of the receptionists and the doctors in the doctor's office. And I'm sitting there first thing, because in the Black household, how our moms are, how they raised us,
yeah.
girls. Shanna, you know. So we just sit back, your mom will give you that look like, I was like, oh.
Because I do it now.
Girl, I'm telling you. So my mama, she gave me that look. I've seen her in real time a couple times have to check a couple people. And I'm just like, yeah, you do you. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just like this in the corner because we know moms got it. So if that means labeling us as angry or difficult because we're standing up and we're fighting for what is right, and we know that there is a certain treatment, as Shanna mentioned in the beginning, that other people get, then especially darker skinned Black women, because my mom is a dark skinned Black woman. I'm dark skinned as well too. And I noticed how they slide in certain privileges if you're not,
Yeah.
And we know who does have a certain privilege. And it's just like, when is it going to be enough for us as Black women? Because I'm tired of people labeling us as angry and difficult. Or,
and always having to prove that
we're emotional. They'll say, she's just emotional. She's just in her bag. Let me be in my bag. There are going to be days when I don't feel like smiling. And especially some of these, I know the men going to keep me up for this. I get it all the time, like, oh, why she had to go there? Listen, there are days when we don't want to, your cat calls and everything. There are days when we don't want to talk to you. We're not feeling ourselves today. So y'all can't get mad at that. There are days when I don't want to smile. And it goes back to what Shanna was saying. And when I asked her in the beginning of the interview, how was her 2023? She brought up mental health. There are days when we don't feel okay. So do you guys know the effect and trauma that colorism has on us as people of color? And it goes all the way back to 400 years of oppression. It dates all the way back to how they would divide us up, even in slavery. Lighter skin in the house, darker skin in the fields. And we still have that slave mentality.
Very true.
It's racism. And colorism falls right there on the scale of racism. That's what that is. And we're doing it to our own kind. So to see people, oh, well, she's better than this. And I see the whole conversation surrounding Zendaya and Keke Palmer. We know the obvious. Why would you guys dig up a wound that doesn't need to be dug up? They're both equally talented. And we know that Keke Palmer has spoken out about her experiences with colorism and how she said, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. That girl was the youngest Black woman to host a talk show, Keke Palmer.
She's done so much.
Now, and now is the blueprint. And now to see her as a mom and to see her, everything to her mom, because her mom is amazing as well, too. We've seen her and her mom. She's amazing. She raised an amazing Black woman. Keke Palmer's talented. And to see her not get the same flowers that you guys would give Zendaya, it hurts me. Both Black women are equally talented. Zendaya's doing her thing in Euphoria. Give her the same thing that you would give Keke. Make it equal. Not because of their skin color, not because of their skin complexion. They're both Black women at the end of the day. And what we're doing is dividing Black women according to skin color. And if you guys go all the way back, Sean, I know you've seen this movie, School Days by Spike Lee. If you go all the way back to then, the Jigaboos and Tisha Campbell's character, we've seen the divide on historically Black colleges and campuses. And it takes conversations like these to open the doors to get more and more people to understand that colorism is hurting our own African American race. We're dividing each other up because the oppressors want to continue keeping that cycle going. And it's up to us to break it. So
Amen.
that's the thing. We have a lot of work and a lot of unpacking to do. And I'm trying to, I appreciate you and your transparency for that. Because that's why I reached out to you. I said, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. She's chocolate like me.
Thank you.
And I checked out some of the work. And I said, okay, she probably can relate. And she's probably been through what I've been through in this business of being labeled angry, being labeled difficult to work with. Oh, she's emotional. Because men will place that label on you when they can get a reaction out of you or they can't get a date. That these men, I will say this. Left Eye from TLC even said it too. Rest her soul. Men and these egos, like some men and these egos, they will just never get it. If we're not interested, we're not interested.
And I always said you ugly, but it was like you were just trying to speak to me. Now I'm ugly.
The B word, they'll call you that, or they'll call you the B word. Well, Iyanla Vanzant, I'm naming all of these powerful women. Iyanla Vanzant said that the key word of bitch is being in total control of herself. And if that makes me a bitch because I don't want you, I will gladly take that title. Being in total control of herself. And as a woman, we know when to turn it on, turn it off. Be professional, and if we need to get a little out of character and fight for what's right, we definitely will do it. We don't care. And I know me, I've been the vocal point for doing it for so long. At this point, I don't care. If it's going to make a better for us as Black women and a betterment for us as people of color, I'm going to continue to keep doing that 10 toes down. I'm not going to. So this is dangerous. It's misogynoir. And you guys have heard me state this word over and over again. It is a term that has been coined by Moya Bailey. And misogynoir is how it's dangerous for Black women because we see the shapes, we see the sizes of us. If your statue, they look at you as, oh, she's dangerous, she's violent. No. And then you want to go and cause harm to us as Black women. So it leads into the conversation of protecting us as Black women. And when I interviewed Levi Otis, he asked me about Shanquella Jackson. And I said this. I said, Black women, we deserve to be protected. Our voices deserve to be heard. We don't deserve to be treated like trash. We don't. So it's just like when violence, some form of violence or something traumatic happens to us. When Shanna was stating her experience, it's called gaslighting. You disregard it. I don't want to hear it. No, you didn't go through this. I've had that happen. And I've had men who I've invited on this platform to interview. Some of them would challenge me like, your credentials don't mean anything. You don't matter. Just because I'm successful. And I've seen that even in some relationships in the business where the man would get jealous because the woman is successful and at the top of her game. And you can't get mad. You just got to work hard. We both are working hard to get to what we need. So you can't get mad or jealous because they're giving me all of my flowers. You get out and you get what's yours too. But you should be supporting me and protecting me as a woman. And the strong Black woman narrative is dangerous because they expect us to be invincible all the time and wear this cape like we are superheroes. And it's just like, no, I'm a woman. I'm an emotional creature. I want to be held. I want to be loved on. I don't want to have to wear the cape all the time and come to the rescue. And that ties into misogynoir and the angry Black woman narrative because that's how they already see people as color because they see us as invincible. Black people, they see us as, oh, we're strong. No, there are times when we have to protect our mental health and we got to let go because that oppression is keeping us down. That trauma is haunting us as people of color. 400 years of what our ancestors had to endure for us to be here, to survive, to walk. That impacts us to this day. And it haunts us. It's traumatizing to be able to have to relive it and rehash all of that. So when it comes to mental health and therapy, normalize it. And I've seen so many people speak on it. Famous, not famous, and to see black men, what was shocking because, Shanna, you know, black men, some of them do not open up. It's that, again, it's that ego thing where they do not, like I'll be okay. I'm just going to walk it off. You know, I'm going to be all right. I don't want to cry. I don't want to look. Listen, there's nothing wrong with showing emotion. It doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you human.
Exactly.
And that's the thing black men have to get rid of is that toxic masculinity of, oh, I don't want to look soft in front of my woman. I got to protect. Protect. Yes, you can protect. But there's nothing wrong with letting the wall down and being vulnerable every now and again on both sides. My side and your side.
I preach it to men all the time.
And now we're seeing men embracing mental health. Even the most controversial, what was it? Lil Wayne said something about mental health. Big Sean. These are rappers, and I would have never expected all the success that these men had that they would have opened up about their mental health. But it's easy for us as women because we come from an emotional place, and we can be vulnerable in that moment. Taraji P. Henson has spoke out a lot about mental health and, you know, depression. Jennifer Lewis, Fantasia, Missy Elliott, what's her name? Jackie Harry even spoke about it. She said after doing 227, and that's happened to a lot of actresses. From Kim Cole's Living Single, she said after Living Single ended, she went straight into a depression. So it's easier for us as black women to open up and talk about our mental health and the issues that we go through that are traumatizing to us. But now to see men open up about it and be vulnerable in that moment and say, okay, I'm not feeling it today. Let's talk about it. And they're even forming their own mental health groups and everything. And they're talking about it like sitting down and like how me and Shanna are doing now and having a conversation and saying, okay, this is what's going on with me, brother, and this is what's going on with me. The barbershop is like the sanctuary for some black people. And they go in there and they talk about everything from in there, from us to everything. And that's like their therapy session too. And then they've went and they're creating podcasts. And I'm seeing them, wow, sit on the couch and talk about their mental health. And it's beautiful. Because years before, I would have never expected that men keeping their tears in, bottling it all up, and the end result doesn't end so well. Because they kept all of that bottled inside. And it's just like, okay, talk to me. I'm here. Your woman is here to help you. Your girlfriend is here to help you. We are not here to put you down or make you feel less than a man. We are here to love on you. That's the strength of a black woman. That's what we do. We love on you. We want to love on you. We don't want to hate you. We don't want to make you feel less than a man. We just want you to understand that we understand each other. It's a soul connection and it's powerful. So that's what it should be. It shouldn't be, oh, I don't want to look less of a man because I don't want to cry. I don't want to look weak. And it's just like, no, it makes you look human. Everybody cries. Even when we were children, what would we do if we fall and we scraped our knee? We would cry and we would go to our mom or our dad, whoever, and they would put a Band-Aid on it and kiss the boo-boo. But now being an adult in this situation, it's just like, okay, I got to break that cycle because that generational curse of what we've seen, what we endured is real, y'all. So that's that. We covered a number of things from colorism to misogyny to the angry black woman to mental health. But the last, but certainly not least, the last part of the conversation that I wanted to get into with Shanna is, what does it mean to be a successful Black woman in 2023? Because we are both doing our thing, girl. You have this TV miniseries that is coming up, is in pre-production. I know you can't spill all the deets, and you have so many things. You being a mom right here in front of us, real time, like you're balancing all of that out. So I ask a lot of women that question, and Michelle Obama even asked it. Can women have it all? What are your thoughts, Sean?
I think we can have it all, as long as your mental health game is strong. So, like, I started doing therapy a couple months ago, and it's made a world's difference in my life. But without it, I felt like I was going crazy. I felt like so depressed, so low. I gave up on everything because I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I can't go to work, come home, do this, play mommy, do homework, do my other side work, write, act, film, travel. I was like, it's not possible, but it is, as long as here is okay.
Come on.
But if it's not, then you're screwed. So I would say that has definitely helped me the most. Also, that my daughter is very encouraging and supporting of everything that I do. So she keeps me, she keeps my self-esteem high, my confidence high. And it's all about that, just loving on yourself, pouring into yourself. The more you pour into yourself, the more you can give in every other area of your life. So it's definitely possible. I was one of those people that always felt like, man, I need a man to help me do this and do that. But I slowly realized, like, I don't. It would be nice, but I don't. You can do it. You just got to take care of here and take care of your temple. That's it.
Absolutely. And just find that balance in between. And I'm seeing a lot of people, I'm not even going to dive too deep in it, talking about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade splitting their funds. I'm like, that's them. They have a beautiful relationship.
That's what they want to
and
do.
They understand each other. And they're committed to each other. When you get married and you exchange vows with somebody, you in it for the long haul. I call relationships like the high school phase. You go through the freshman phase, and then you go through the sophomore phase. Then you go through the junior phase. Then you go through the senior phase. And when you go to the senior phase, when you walk across that aisle and you exchange those vows, you're committed to me and me only and my children that we brought into this world together. Mm-hmm. So the thing about it is, it's about balance. Even in a relationship, being able to balance it out and 50-50 on both ends. We're helping each other out in this thing in the long haul. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. That's basically what Sean just alluded to as well, too. So being a woman, my piece of advice before we conclude our girl talk is, being a woman in this industry, a Black woman, has its challenges. And my advice to Black women that are watching, I just seen Tanisha Lynn, who also did a girl talk with all of my girls that I did girl talks with, coming in the conversation. And they're just like, wow, we talked about this. So I'm going to keep passing the word along to each Black woman. So I'm glad, because I reached out to Shanna back in January. And I said, yes, she'll do it. Yes, yes. So we needed this. This was therapeutic. This was like my waiting to exhale moment, because speaking about it with my girlfriends in the real world is awesome about it too. But to be able to speak about it with women who are in the industry like myself is awesome even more. So that would be my piece of advice to Black women who are watching Style by Stevie right now. Because Shauna has her daughter in there. And there are young girls who are watching both of us, young Black women who are watching both of us. And I'm seeing the effect already happen with Chloe Bailey. She's the new Ariel, and I'm so proud of her. Chloe, if you ever see this, girl, we are rooting for you. You got this. To see representation of a Black mermaid or a Black Disney princess for Black women everywhere empowers so many, so many. So my advice to Black women would be, we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to be vocal. Let them call us angry. Let them call us, oh, she's emotional. She's in her bag. Let me be in my bag. If I'm not feeling my best today, I don't want to feel my best today. You can't make me feel my best today. If I know that something isn't right, I'm going to call it out. And I'm going to hold the person accountable, because I have to. And not going to allow anyone to gaslight my experience. As long as I'm here, until I take my last breath, I'm not going to allow any Black woman's experience to be gaslit. We're going to continue to blow the whistle and call it out of the treatment in Black women in this entertainment business. So that's what my platform is for, my talk show is for, to bring awareness and to open people's eyes in the conversation. And what's so engaging, Shanna, is that men watch the platform. They slip and watch the platform. And it shocked me because I'm just like, I would see the wives watching it, but men watch the platform. And some of them think that it's male bashing, but they get it. They open their minds and they get it. They're just like, these are women speaking their experience. People are speaking their experiences of things that they've encountered in this business and in this industry. So with that being said, that concludes that. I'm going to leave you guys with some encouraging words. This comes from Laverne Cox. She says, when you put love out in the world, it travels and it can touch people and reach people in ways that we can never even expect. And that comes from Laverne Cox. That is our final word of the day, Fashion Dolls. So in order to break the generational curse and to keep people moving forward, each one teach one and let the next person know, hey, and I'll be my sister's keeper, and I'll be like, okay, sis, you got this, girl. And I'm so thankful that I know Shauna's got her girlfriends, and we as Black women, we got to uplift each other. We got to. Because it's very likely that you will ever see that in this business, especially with, I don't even want to get into a portrayal of how they portray us on television. But to see Black women get together and give each other flowers is what I want to see more of. So those are my last and final thoughts. Shanna, any words of encouragement to young girls, young Black women who are watching both of us on the screen?
Stay committed to the journey, believe in yourself wholeheartedly. Anything you want is yours. What's for you is for you. Nobody can take that from you. Just believe in yourself. Have the utmost confidence. And when you walk into a room, hold your head high. You got this.
All right, Fashion Dolls. And make sure you guys go and check out our girl, Shanna, in The Decision, which is in pre-production. I know she can't give away the deets, but y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and follow this beautiful lady right here. Shanna, thank you so much for this powerful conversation. Give us, you good, girl. Oh my goodness, this was therapeutic, and I hope you all took something from this. I hope you all took something and learned something from this, from the terminologies that I used, breaking it down, understanding. Go back and watch the entire conversation from beginning to end to get everything that we are saying. Listen very carefully and clear, because sometimes people will take it out of context. But we broke it down very, very clear so that people can understand what colorism is, what misogynoir is. And I'm thankful for platforms like Essence Magazine. Every Black girl grew up in their household, and our moms would what? Get a subscription to Essence, and we'd be flipping through looking at the pretty lady on the front cover. So I'm thankful for platforms like Hello Beautiful, Madame Noir, Essence Magazine, Sophisticated Black Hair, who have given Black women throughout the years a voice. So those outlets can help you as well too. So I just wanted to allude that and wrap up our girl talk today. Joining me tomorrow, Fashion Dolls, get ready. We about to have some more fun, some more girl talk. Me and my girl Tina Marie, she is coming back. This is our 5th collaboration, you guys. And she is going to be dishing all things Bath and Body Works semi-annual sale. Yes, the semi-annual sale is rolling back around the corner, June. And we're going to get into the deets of that tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We will see you guys tomorrow, Fashion Dolls. And Shanna, let everyone know where they can follow you and check you out.
Shanna J, SHANNAJ _ that's my Instagram. And through my Instagram, you'll find everything else. My website, Facebook, whatever else you're looking for, it's there.
All right, Fashion Dolls. Tomorrow, join me tomorrow at for with our girl Tina Marie, and I will see you guys then. This conversation will be up so you guys can go back and watch it from beginning to end, and it will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime. And thank you guys for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for liking the talk show page as well too, and just supporting overall. Support and stand up for what is right. I love you all. Stay fierce, stay fabulous, and stay styled by Stevie. Take care of you.